Everybody doing? How is everybody doing? I'm looking for something as usual. There's Jackson. Hey, Jackson, you want to come say hi? You want to come say hi? Come here. Let's say hi, Jackson. You want to say hi? Come here. Let me see you. He's figured out what I want to do now. I don't think he wants to say hi anymore. All right. Well, I did take a shower, put on clean clothes since last time we've been here. Hang on, Jackson. Come here. Look at this dog. Look how sweet this dog is. He's probably the best dog in the whole world. He probably literally is. He is so sweet. All right, Jackson, be a good boy. Be a good boy now. You got food over there. Go eat your food. All right, guys. Hey, Marcus, thanks for being here, bud. Appreciate you. Line up on the inverses. I know you've been trying to tell me for like 6 months. I won't listen. I just like Tom tried to tell me to. It's the same thing. Not even mess with the inverses. Just use bonds. I wouldn't listen to Tom. I wouldn't listen to you. Anyway, I'm hard-headed. I was born that way. I come upon it naturally. Honestly, I come from a family of hard-headed people. But I'm probably the most hard-headed, though, to tell you the truth. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, especially on a day like today, you wonder, why do I even have this stupid frickin' inverse? I mean, I get it. I love seeing what the market did today, seeing the market closed on its highs, on the high of the bar. Last time I checked a few minutes before 3. Let's go look at the market. Closing on the highs, just such a bullish sign, especially after yesterday's bullish gap that was tested and held. And I mean, it is like the 20th bullish sign we've had. It's, if you aren't already in, it's probably too late to get in. But next time you see bullish signs, it's always a good idea to buy a few calls. Oh, I did buy, and I bought 2 calls and open today, and I'm up about $100 last time I checked. And I'm going to tell you my strategy on that. I don't think I've ever shared my covered call, or not covered call. I don't think I've ever shared my option buying strategy with anybody, but maybe we can talk about it here in a second. All right, but let's go look at the market first. We could talk about open or about my philosophy on buying premium. I mean, I've talked a bunch about buying premium. I've told you that I don't think the key to life is just to sell premium. That's what some people, a real option bro will just sell everything they can find. Tom Sosnoff is the ultimate option bro. They never meant anything they didn't want to sell. He occasionally buys premium too. I'm not picking on Tom, but I believe the ideal option bro is somebody that sells premium most of the time, but somebody that buys premium also. Anyway, all right. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, closing on the high of the day on a big body bar. We had another one right there that did that. Close on the high after a huge body, a longer body bar than average. Anyway, it's just there's been bullish signs all over the place. All right, so that's ES 24-hour chart. Here's NQ. ES is almost up 1%. NQ's up about 2/3%. Here's Bitcoin. It's still going up. Here's the 10-year. It's still going down. We're almost on a 3 handle. We almost have a 3 handle. We had a bear cross on the 10-year, and we almost have a 3 handle, meaning that the price starts at 3. Jax, what are you doing? What's the matter? Do you think you hear something? I think he thinks he heard something. It's probably the middleman. Anyway, yeah, but we're getting ready to see a 3 handle. Looks like it may have traded at a 3. Yeah, it was at 3 for a while. Anyway, all right. So AMD looking kind of sideways really on this chart for the past 5-6 days. Amazon, looks good. Coinbase looks good. I wonder if that's my door. Anyway, if they knock again, I'll go in. It may be my neighbor. I just want to make sure she doesn't need help. I have an elderly neighbor that I help, and usually the problem is that she has a. Let me go check just real quick. I never forget myself if she needs me. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Okay. But yeah, she's elderly and she needs help. Usually the help is that something technical. And that was the case. Her printer's not printing. So I'll go take a look at that later. I just want to make sure I wasn't serious. All right, so let's look at the rest of this stuff. Coinbase looks good. FEPI looks good. Everything looks good. GME's looking really good 2 days in a row, right? Well, I mean, it was up big yesterday. It's still up today. Actually been up like 4 days in a row. Google, you just can't stop Google. Look at that thing. Holy cow. It's a freaking great looking gap right there. Great looking gap. They had a gap over here, a gap down that was never filled. So you go with it if it doesn't fill in the first day or two, something like that soon. It didn't fill, so you would go in the direction of the gap. So that was a great sell signal. This one right here was a great buy signal. If by the end of the first day, or the second day it wasn't there, you can be pretty sure that something's going on. There was a good gap right here that wasn't filled on the first or second day, and the market continued to rally for a little bit. All right, so anyway, let's see what else is going on. Gosh darn, my neighbor's computer just drives me crazy. She keeps wanting to return her printer. She thinks it's the worst printer she's ever had, and it never works. And she's right, but what she doesn't understand is no printer ever works. Printers are the worst invention ever. I hate printers. I've always hated printers. In the old days, the paper was jammed or there was some type of mechanical thing going on in the printer. Nowadays, it's just her problem every freaking time is that the printer loses connection to the freaking Wi-Fi. Or if I turn it off and turn it on again or try to print it 2 or 3 times, but I can't explain it to her. She doesn't really understand how Wi-Fi works. She goes, I used to have a printer and it used to work great. And I said, Dory, your old printer was hooked up to your computer with the cable, and it just, she goes, yeah, we had a printer that printed her husband was a doctor. It is a retired doctor, and she goes, we printed everything in his office for 20 years. I never once had a problem with the printer, and I keep trying to tell her, you aren't having a printer problem, you're having a networking problem. But anyway, so now she wants to return the printer. I've already tried to talk her out of it, but I'm going to have to go talk her out of it again, or have to explain to her why the new printer's not going to help. Same problem. I don't know what I'm going to do. What I may have to do is set the printer back in her back room right next to her router. It's on the other side of the house. I can't think of another solution. I can't move the router, but I could the router's in her bedroom, but I just go take the printer and set it next to the freaking router. I guess I could hook it up. I don't have Cat 5. I guess I could also hook it up with the hard line. But anyway, I'll figure it out. It just drives me crazy. I hate printers. You guys know me. She's asking me for technical advice. I'm not the most technically, but I can help her anyway. All right. So let's get out of here and go to the crypto quartet with the caveat that these are 1 day old. I'm sorry, I forgot to update them. So these positions are from yesterday, but the price changes are from today. So we'll just start on blocks since we're there. Or no, I'm sorry. This is Salty. Okay, Salty's down 2.4%. What a freaking dog. What are you doing, Salty? It's down like twice as much as the market's up, or 3 times as much. The S&P's up 80 basis points. 3 times 80 basis points is 240 basis points, which is what it's down. Anyway, all right, well, they just got on the wrong side of a few trades. They're on the wrong side of the circle trade. They're on the wrong side of every trade. They have a shutout. The only one they're doing well on today is Mara. All right. Well, anyway. All right, Salty. Let's look at Alti. Then we would expect Alti to be doing well. Why is Alti only up 23 basis points? That's not very impressive. If the inverse fund is down that much, I would expect Alti to be doing better, but they aren't really inverses of each other. See, it's the inverse strategy, I guess. Not the inverse fund, but anyway, all right, well, let's see what's going on here. This CoreWeave, Credo, and Affirm are hurting this one, and Palantir. Can't believe Alti's just up 23 basis points when the average stock's up 1.37. I just can't believe it. All right, well, Also, the other thing, I think she thinks I'm blowing her off. Like, I mean, because I don't really think she fully comprehends. She always asks what I do for a job and who I'm always talking to. Because remember, I used to work out front, in the carport or the garage or the kind of the kitchen, outdoor kitchen that we have set up out there. Well, so she always sees me working and talking about numbers and stocks and things to people. I probably sound like I'm an important person. She goes, "Oh, what do you do?" And I have a YouTube channel. Anyway, she's a nice lady though. All right, so but there's some stocks in Alti that are doing great, but they're fully capped. So I mean, it is what it is. But anyway, I was kind of disappointed with 23 basis points up. All right, let's look at LFGY. I guarantee you it'll be up more than Alti because it has partially uncapped upside. Nothing wrong with Alti. It's the most conservative of all these funds. Of these crypto ones, it's actually the most conservative, which sounds funny to say, but it is. All right. So, and sure enough, true to form, LFGY is up more because it's partially uncapped. It's up about twice as much because, it has other things being equal. They have similar stocks, similar everything. There's also other things being equal. Blocks has similar stocks will probably be up about twice as much as LFGY because it has no cap on the upside. So let's go down here and see if this holds true. The other thing about Dory that I like or that I sympathize with, she's like me. She has a short temper. She gets mad when she can't make stuff work. And I know she's just frustrated. It just makes her angry that she can't. Just so you guys see how I get with my spreadsheets or something. Anyway, but I'm the same way with spreadsheets, and Rob has to bail me out as Dory is with printers and iPhones and stuff. All right. So LFGY, we've already looked at this one. It was up about twice as much. Okay, so now let's go look at Blocks. Blocks is the star on offense. Blocks is our offensive star. So here we have Blocks. Boom, look at that. Up 2.2%. That's just wonderful. It's saying HODL's down 11, but just ignore that. How can it even, I just don't even get how it can even tell me that. Let's go troubleshoot that really quick. I mean, HODL is the ticker, right? Let me make sure I got this right. A14, yeah. Oh, that's HODL. That's something different, but let's see if that brings up something different. And it does, like it should. HODL is not down 11%. I don't care what you guys say. I don't understand. Anyway, whatever. I'm not getting upset about it. But okay, other than that, Blocks is doing great. And the other thing is obviously HODL's not down 17% because one thing we know is true is this. Blocks really is up 2%. So it's not going to, HODL's not down 11%. Blocks is incredible. If you knew the market was going to go up and you like these covered call funds, you would just get Blocks. If you knew the market was going to go up. And I guess if you like crypto. A lot of people don't believe in crypto, think it's overpriced, going to zero, whatever. But I'm saying not for that person. But if you're a crypto guy, you think crypto's going to 200,000 by next year, like a lot of people do, and you're positive the market's going up, you're almost dumb not to take Blocks. The problem is you can't be positive the market's not going up. The market goes down for a month right after you buy Blocks, it's going to lose money at about twice the rate of these other ones. So, I mean, it's like anything else. But the other thing is if you knew that, here's the conundrum about the market. If you knew the market was going up, you would just go buy calls. You just go leverage the upside. If you knew, but of course you don't know that. And that's why we don't just go buy calls, right? Other than when Exponential gives us a tip and we get a couple of calls and Open Door. That Open Door has been amazing. I should have listened to him back at 4 or 5 when he started talking about it. All right. So we've looked at all the crypto quartet. Let's look at the index buffer report and we'll see what you guys want to look at. And I'm probably going to go help my neighbor. I'm worried about her. Not really worried about her, but she just. The other thing that's a problem is she has a little bit of a memory problem, which I can also associate with, but she has more of a serious one than I do. So I think sometimes she forgets what I told her. I'll go tell her again. Like, for instance, the main problem with their printer right now is we need ink. It doesn't work because of the connection, yes. But also, even when I get the connection right and I reset it, you can barely read it. She thinks they're the same problem. And so I told her the other day, I said, let's order some ink. And she never did order it, or she forgot to, or whatever. So then I went over a few days later and I said, where's that ink? And she forgot to order it. So I physically got her phone and ordered it for her. Well, I ordered it and pushed it. I bet it's over there right now. I bet all I need to do is go replace it. So anyway, all right. All right, index buffer report. I'm trying to get it going. I don't know. Let's see here. Index, but there's the index buffer report. Look at this. What is this? Oh, look at that. Q up is up 2.64. Okay, well, the market's up. It's about a triple leveraged. I mean, because the market's up 80 basis points. This is up a little bit more than triple leveraged. Blocks is up 2%. Of course, we just looked at that. Blocks is a monster. The other thing, back to finishing my block slide, if you knew the market was going up, you just buy the stocks. You wouldn't even buy a covered call fund, right? If you knew the market was going up. I guess maybe if you knew the market was going up, but you still needed retirement income and you didn't like bonds or something like that, or, you didn't like your other options, you might buy, then stocks is a good option for you. But the thing is, you just don't know what's going up. All right. Look at Salty. What are you doing, Salty? Come on. Feed and 5E, other than the kind of wild ones, they're always up and down the most. I mean, they're not up and down the very most today, but they're the second tier of up and down. All right. Y triple Q looking good compared to Salty, but Salty takes on those riskier shorts. You could see they're getting their ass handed to them today. USOY's down. Oh, High's up. High's having a good day. What even is High? Why do I even have High on here? Jackson, what are you doing? Okay, it's okay, buddy. I see you. Buddy. He has a toy, and I just want to make sure it's a toy he's supposed to have. Do you want to come make another appearance? Come here, Jackson. Come here. Come on. Oh, yes, sir. Oh, yes, sir. Good boy. Good boy. He's bored. All right, Jackson, go play. All right, let's go look at FinViz and see what High is. I mean, I vaguely remember what it is, but I think it's a bond fund. Simplify Enhanced Income ETF. Pays 7%. See what its positions are. Oh, wow. I like this. Why don't I ever talk about this one? They're selling puts on the S&P and Russell, and at the same time they basically own SGov or SBuild. They own SBuild with 80% of the portfolio, and they probably take them. I'm guessing maybe they take the money, the income from SBuild, or I don't know. They probably take the income from SBuild and combine that with some option income from selling these. Or actually, they aren't selling those; they're buying calls. They're buying calls and selling puts, so just adding some bullish exposure. Anyway, they've had a little problem with the AUM here. What's going on here? They went from 500 million to they lost half their AUM. I wonder if another better fund came out right about that same time, last August or something. Anyway, okay, well, that's what High is. High's having a hell of a day, I guess. Market's up. High's, maybe we need to start paying more attention to High. It pays a 7% dividend. That's not bad. Huh, okay. Okay, I'm going to see what you guys are doing. I've been monopolizing the conversation enough. I think I'd like to talk about bar chart and about whatever. We got a few more things we could talk about, and I'll go help my neighbor. All right. Yeah, line up on Marcus and I have already talked about it. Is Tesla going crazy? Are you kidding me? Really? I didn't see Tesla going crazy. Let's go look at Tesla. Hey, Retire, thank you for being here, bud. Hardest working man in social media. Boy, that's a good-looking bar, that Tesla bar. I don't care about any of that. All I care about is open. All I care about is this one. Look at that. I hope I didn't jinx you guys. I have a habit of buying the high. Remember in USOY when I was all so excited about USOY? Luckily, I just got like a small amount, a starter position. Thank God I got the high in that in USOY or USO. USO briefly went to like 80, and I panicked right there. Yeah, that day right there, late January or somewhere, or maybe it was during this run up. No, that's July. I panicked back before that. I panicked in January. Or no, that's June. That's June. Okay, I'm sorry. No, I think this was the one that got me excited. Yeah, the one from one of these times it ran up. I thought it's going to 200. It's going to 200. You guys tried to talk me out of it. I forget who you guys. Anyway, but luckily it was a small position. It's even smaller now. Kind of the way it works, right? Those small positions get smaller when you do the wrong side. Good tip on Tesla. Yeah, it is good to help the older neighbors, and I'm not a spring chicken myself. I mean, and my friends here that always talk about that are millennials, they're my MAGA friends, Trumpers or whatever. But they help me out. They help me. I mean, I'm trying to think. I'm too old to do some things, and I'll have them do it. I forgive this. Anyway, but yeah. Yeah, if she does not need color, a simple USB laser printer will work well. She doesn't need color. But this is she's moved here 4 years ago. This is like the fourth printer she's had. And all her printers do suck, but it's a networking problem. It's not and she also goes and buys the cheapest printer in there. She'll go to Office Max and get the $100 printer, but it's still out of work for at least a year or two. And I mean, they're just, yeah, well, she doesn't have a computer anymore. She uses an iPad. But I'm saying back in the day when they had their medical practice, her husband retired. She used to be as assistant or do its billing or whatever. And so she had a station with it, and it was on network together, and it always worked. She goes, we never had a problem printing. Yeah. But in an office setting, you shouldn't have a problem because, I mean, in an office setting is different than a home setting. But I just think these small distinctions are lost on her. Yeah, CAIE is excellent in this type of market. I'm almost thinking Marcus may be a secret salesman for CAIE or something, but he's right. It is a good fund. The best part is it'll keep those gains if the bull market stays a little longer. Heck yeah. I kind of like that high we were just looking at. That doesn't look like the worst looking idea in the world. I mean, do I think LFGY is worth holding? That's a good question. Can't see second screen, Max. Has it been off this whole time? I'm sorry. My bad. I thought I was sharing it. Maybe I unshared it at some point. I'm sorry. Okay. Well, thanks for telling me. I was sharing it for a while, right? Come on. All right. I'm talking about her not being very good at tech stuff. I mean, I think I was sharing it for a while. I'm not sure on LFGY. It's been great to me. What's not to like about it? It depends if you like those types of stocks. You have exposure to crypto and DeFi. I mean, I wouldn't get it if you don't like crypto and DeFi or whatever. But I was just looking after the April lows. I was looking to put on more risk is the reason I got it. And I'd kind of blown off some of the crypto stuff from back when I first allocated the portfolio. So when the April pullback happened, I'm like, I got a second chance to do this. I'm going to do this right. This time I'm going to put on some risk. And I'd say at the time, putting on LFGY, and I added to my Alti position. I averaged down to my Alti position. But I'd say that was pretty good to do on April 9th. I've done pretty well since then. A total return, I've done pretty well since then to buy more and, right into the lows or right the day after the lows, the day after we came out of the lows or whatever. So, but blocks wasn't around back then. Had blocks been around, I probably would have got blocks. And that for no other reason, just because it's the same type of stocks and I like the option strategy better. Once Jay told me about the lightning spread before it was public, and so I'm kind of invested in it because I was back testing it for like a year before it actually came out. He told me about it last October, and I guess the they put out something this spring, but I had the knowledge for about 6 months, and I wasn't even allowed to tell anybody about it. So that's probably why else I like it. HODL is okay, so maybe that's why HODL is. Well, yeah, I mean, I know what HODL is. I thought HODL was an ETF. I thought it was a Van Eck ETF. But anyway, we'll look into that. Yeah, sorry, Marcus. Thanks about that. I'm sorry if I wasn't sharing the whole time. I think I was initially sharing, but I think I unshared by mistake. Anyway, hey, Jonathan, great to see you here. I have an appointment with Jonathan tomorrow. We're going to talk about some interesting stuff. I did not see that, Jonathan. Did I see that YieldMax is going to launch DDDD, a fund that will do CCs on SCHD, target double the SCHD yield? Well, isn't that a great idea? They just have an idea for everybody, don't they? That's a great idea. I mean, I don't know much about SCHD. I never heard of it until I got in this covered call business. And then that's all anyone was talking about, especially 3 years ago, was how good SCHD was, or the people that didn't believe in covered calls and thought they were going to zero and thought they were Ponzi schemes and stuff. Lots of them were SCHD people. I think I lost a follower one time because I was trying to explain how SCHD decays, and it does. Any fund that pays a dividend has NAV depletion. That's what NAV depletion is. People don't understand that. I know you guys do, but especially 3 years ago, no one understood it. And I said, yes, in fact, the SPY even has NAV depletion. The SPY depletes its NAV. It's just so small you don't notice it. It's like the old dirty joke, is it in yet, or whatever. I mean, but it's the same thing. I got somebody just arguing with me that SCHD doesn't have erosion. That's the most ridiculous thing he's ever heard. Doesn't have NAV depletion or whatever. But what he was trying to say is it doesn't have excessive NAV depletion. But I just don't think people don't understand what the NAV depletion is. Literally the NAV depleting from the dividend coming out of the NAV's price. I mean, it's literally what it is. Anyway, but yeah, I got an argument with him. The King of Spaces is here. That is right. Jonathan is the Spaces Mops, the Spaces OG. SCHD was a dividend king for a while. Correct. I agree with that. That's what she said. There you go. That's what she said. All right. So sorry I wasn't sharing the screen. Jonathan noticed it too. Yes, I did want to share the screen. Anyway, all right. So I wonder, maybe I wasn't sharing the whole time. If I'm trying to think if I showed anything that needs to be shown again or whatever, if we were looking at any charts that were interesting, and we really weren't too much, but I do want to show you this chart. I mean, this S&P chart is just, but there was one chart that I did really like the way it looked. NASDAQ, Bitcoin. Maybe it was the 10-year being down so much. The 10-year is just, this is so bullish for risk assets when interest rates are trending downwards. Anyway, okay, I forgot. All right, so what else do we need to talk about? What else should we talk about? Looking to see if there's anything I caught up on. And you guys in Discord are talking about Clip and K-Web and stuff. Hey, but back to the question on LFUI. Still worth holding? Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think it's as worth holding as any of these other ones. It seems to do a pretty good job. I mean, it just, it'll keep doing a good job as long as that sector of the economy keeps doing well, like anything else. But I think if, like my usual advice is no more than 20% of your overall portfolio. So if you have $500,000 saved up for retirement, or you have a $500,000 401k at your job, maybe you're 45 and you've worked there for 20 years. That's about what it takes to build up a large amount like that. Yeah, then I could maybe see putting 50, maybe even a little bit more in some of these funds. And I wouldn't put it all in LFGY, but if I had 50 in these funds out of my 500, I would say, 10% of that it'd be appropriate for LFGY. But I would also put in some, as you guys know, I'd also put in some Alti, but I'd probably also put in some TIO or something on the other end of the spectrum, maybe some triple QI or something to balance it out. But anyway, you have lots of choices. There's lots of choices out there, but I think LFGY is mean, it's good. I mean, here's the thing, though, is how's LFGY going to do, or how's YMAX going to do in a world where we can now get WPay, which is probably which is going to be a better bull market solution. It's looking like. But I mean, yeah, LFGY did bad in the pullback. They shed 25%, but it was, I mean, it's these high beta stocks. Let's see how LFGY did compared to IBIT, which is the SPY of Bitcoin. Poorly. Went down more and is going up less. I don't know. Maybe you're right. And to be honest, I'm gonna sell my LFGY just to make room for blocks, not because I don't like it. Those last couple of charts weren't the most impressive looking charts I've ever seen, but I just need room for blocks. And it's not like I don't like YQQQ either, but I need room for Salty. So anyway, but what do you guys think? Do you think LFGY is still worth holding? A lot of you guys probably don't even have it, or a lot of you guys won't even buy YieldMax in the first place. So I mean, it depends on so many things. One, do you like YieldMax? Do you believe in the YieldMax philosophy of max yield? What's going on, Jackson? Somebody at the door? I don't think so. Anyway, all right. Yeah, Jonathan, I'm looking forward to seeing you. I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. I forget what time we're getting together. I think she may. Jackson, what's going on? Let me see if Jackson barks. I think she may have come back. Anyway, I don't want her to worry. I guess I'm just going to get out of here. All right. But yeah, I'd love to be. I'm trying to figure out how to be a paid shill. I would like to get. I'd love to get paid by. I mean, I've been trying to figure out how to get paid by YieldMax and all these other funds indirectly by generating content, but my kind of content doesn't generate it's not, I'm not going to get the kind of pay that I was thinking. So anyway, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I have to live with myself too, right? All right, guys. Well, I mean, in other words, I need to change my message away from there's no such thing as free money if I want to get more followers. I love the followers I have. I'm more after quality, not quantity. I'd rather have 3,000 followers that understand there's no such thing as free money, or maybe even if only 2,000 really understand that. But I'd rather have a smaller number of people that are kind of on the same page with me than a giant group of people that are all wanting to YOLO, wanting to go all in on margin, on Alti, and that kind of stuff. I mean, that kind of stuff just makes me nervous, as you guys know. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Marcus. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, everybody. Sorry this wasn't the best update, but I thought we had a really good update this morning. Sorry I wasn't sharing the screen, but anyway. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you guys so much, and I didn't have my phone here either. You guys probably tried to text me and tell me about the screen, but my phone's dead somewhere. All right, guys. I'm going to get out of here. I'll talk to you later. Have a good day.